If you're reading this and you're anywhere near the Glenmont Metro, if you have a gun, if you can see me, please, I'm begging you, end this for me. Don't hesitate. Make it fast, a shot to the head, aimed right at the side. I don't want to drag this out any longer than it already has. Trust me, you'll be doing me a kindness. It all started this morning. I signed up for a research study, the kind that advertises quick cash for healthy volunteers. I've done plenty of these before. Sometimes it's a new allergy pill, sometimes a blood pressure medication. Never anything fun, and never anything that actually made me feel different. I figured today would be the same. Swallow a pill, hang out in a waiting room, maybe get my blood drawn. They told me today's drug was designed to enhance neural efficiency. I laughed to myself. The nurse smiled and handed me a single white capsule. I took it with lukewarm water and sat down on a threadbare couch, waiting for them to call me back for the usual tests. I tried to kill time by reading. There was a Psychology Today on the table, so I flipped through it cover to cover. Then a National Geographic. Then the last half of a paperback someone had left behind. It felt like I'd been there forever. My body ached from sitting so long. I checked the clock. 8 minutes had passed. That's when I realized something was wrong. My body felt thick, like my blood had been replaced with syrup. It took ages just to shift in my seat. When I finally decided to stand, it was as if gravity itself was holding me down. My muscles didn't hurt, they just lagged like a bad video connection. Every movement was a struggle, and every step took an eternity. I wandered over to a bookshelf, moving as if I was underwater. Each second stretched and pulled, my hand reaching for a book so slowly it felt like a practical joke. I grabbed a copy of some classic novel, but I don't remember which one. By then, my sense of time had already started to unravel. Eventually, the research staff brought me in for tests. I could tell they were talking, but their voices sounded strange, drawn out, warped, almost impossible to decipher. My brain felt like it was racing, but everything else was crawling. They made me do puzzles, juggle, catch things midair. I was bored out of my mind, waiting for objects to move so I could interact with them. I solved everything instantly, at least from my perspective. They seemed pleased. They told me I was processing information far faster than normal. My body, of course, hadn't caught up. They assured me it would wear off in a few hours. Just relax, maybe get some work done, they joked. I left as quickly as my slow-motion limbs would allow, but the trip home felt endless. Just getting out of the building was a marathon. The elevator ride was torture. Every floor felt like a whole day. The world outside was a blur of people moving at a snail's pace. I tried to walk faster, but my body refused to cooperate. Down in the metro, the platform was a frozen tableau. I spent what felt like weeks waiting for the train, staring at the same faces, the same advertisements. When the train finally arrived, its screeching brakes sounded like some distant, distorted horn. Inside, the air was thick with the smells of metal and sweat and old plastic. I could almost taste the boredom in the air. At home, I tried to distract myself. I read stacks of books, but the act of turning pages was so slow it nearly drove me mad. Websites loaded at a glacial pace. I tried to sleep, but my mind wouldn't let me. I lay in bed, eyes wide open, counting every crack on the ceiling, each one taking hours to scan. I tried taking a sleeping pill, hoping to knock myself out and skip ahead. All it did was make things worse. My perception slowed even more. Moving my eyes, taking a breath, even blinking, every action was stretched into infinity. It's hard to describe what this is like. The world itself hasn't changed. Gravity still pulls, light still moves, but I'm stuck in a different tempo. pain doesn't fade. It lingers, echoing through the centuries that each second has become. I tripped on my way back to the metro, fell hard, and spent what felt like years dealing with the agony of a twisted ankle and bruised ribs. Now I'm here, at the station, curled up under a bench. I can see the commuter's shoes, the worn tile floor, the same ad for life insurance. I've watched the same gum wrapper drift by for ages. My phone took what felt like decades to pull out and unlock. I'm typing this message one letter at a time, each keystroke an ordeal. It's not just boredom. It's not just pain. There's something else. The longer I'm trapped here, the more I sense things at the edge of my vision. Shadows that move just a little too quickly, shapes that don't belong. Sometimes I think I see faces staring back at me from the corners, but when I try to focus, they vanish. My mind is running so fast, I'm starting to notice things no one's supposed to notice. I can't take it anymore. I can't wait for the drug to wear off. Even if it does, it'll feel like lifetimes until then. I don't want to live 1,000 years in this frozen moment, surrounded by strangers who move like statues and shadows that draw closer every second. So if you see me, curled up, broken, desperate, please, end it. I'm already gone.